Numbers Lie, the podcast. Numbers Lie Sports. Numbers Lie is in the building. Greetings. Happy Sunday to y'all.
Sir,
We're here.
second round Sunday.
We're in the meat and potatoes of the 2022 NBA playoffs. It's the greatest time of the year. So, of course, we had to come back at you, check back in with you. We got the first round in the books now. All the drama of the playoffs. So what we got? What are our thoughts on this first round, on these first round matchups? What stood out to y'all? What are y'all?
I thought the Boston Celtics Brooklyn Nets would be an entertaining long series.
Me too. Me too.
It wasn't. It was no climactic, backdrop. It was nothing. It was pretty much domination by the Celtics. And we talked about the Nets and their lack of defense and a lack of, depth at the back end, that will come and haunt them. I mean, we all thought that KD and Kyrie would at least make this a series, because of their greatness. But just to see them get dominated like that, particularly KD, who, arguably is considered the best player in the world, to be held to 22 points a game between, being guarded by Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So that stood out to me. Another thing that stood out to me was Kyrie's post-game comment talking about, oh, we got to sit down with management and figure out what we're going to do. And I was like, bro, I'm just thinking in my head, like, bro, all of this could have been prevented because of you. Okay. All of this could have been prevented because of you. And for you to have the audacity to say, oh, we need to sit down and talk to management. I'm like, no, bro, you don't have that. No. I would be, if I was his teammate, I would be pissed. As a competitor, it's like, damn, we wasted a season all because of, it is what it is.
You on Stephen A. Smith's side, huh?
I've been saying this the entire time, though. Like, I ain't on nobody's side. I'm just speaking facts, bro. Like, James Harden left because Kyrie, right? Kyrie missed half of the season because of, his situation. And, and you can't build a championship team with a halfway player. You can't. And it came to fruition, that they got their ass whooped by the Celtics. So It is what it is, man. I mean,
into a freight train.
We predicted the Celtics were going to win, but I said 7. I didn't know it was going to be.
Actually, did we? Did everyone predict?
Not everybody.
Okay, just checking.
That was definitely the biggest surprise to me in the first round. Although Tatum and Brown were the primary defenders, I think it was a great collaborative effort.
Great coaching
on KD. If you notice, a lot of times, the majority of the times he caught the ball up high on his primary defender. The help line defender immediately, arms out in the driving lane. And then there was also somebody at the rim just in case they got beat. But that didn't really happen. I think the Celtics defense was great. I think that it contributed, obviously, to KD missing way more shots than he made. And I think the coaching was great, too. But on the other end, I think the coaching was terrible as far as Steve Nash goes. In my opinion, Steve Nash made no adjustments to get KD in better spots catching the ball. With KD being the tallest person on the court, other than maybe Nick Claxton, he should have caught the ball a lot more below the free throw line, maybe even on the block, just because, for one, when the double comes, he'd have been able to square up and either shoot over his defender or make a better pass. KD had so many turnovers driving into the help and making jump passes or one-handed cross-court passes or even just losing the ball, period. Because now as he's dribbling, he's trying to look up to see what he's going to do next because he had no clue.
Man.
Defense was great. Coaching was terrible on Nash's part. I don't think he's that good of a coach. I honestly think people assumed he would be, in my opinion, because of the success of other point guards like Mark Jackson and Jason Kidd.
I mean, sheesh. I thought KD would be running off a pin down or something, or a flare or something like that. He's, bro, like I think he was doing a little bit too much, put on his plate as far as bringing the ball up. Like you don't have to do that. Like knowing after game one what's going on, like there was no adjustments to that. Like, bro, like I'm just disappointed in Steve Nash and the Nets in general. Like I just couldn't have thought the series would go on like that, but it is what it is. It's the game of basketball.
Yeah. So so you got that game out the East. Obviously, Bucks beat the banged up Bulls.
What's your thoughts, Tweet? I want to hear your thoughts.
Oh, on Boston whooping the Nets. I mean, Boston is a great team. I just feel like people are kind of probably still are underestimating the Boston Celtics and the well-oiled machine they have. Like you got this man in his prime right now. I honestly feel like we're in the midst of watching one of the greatest playoff runs in NBA history. That's just me. But it's like they top to bottom, they're great. They've done what I told them to do, what I thought they were going to do. Move Marcus Smart to the point guard. He's Defensive Player of the Year now. He's the prototypical Boston point guard who can defend, shoot the three, tough. He rugged. This is it. This is the best Boston team that can be right now. The coaching is amazing from the Spurs tree, from Popovich's tree. I mean, it's just a beautiful thing right now. That's my thoughts on Boston. Again, the Nets were great, and everybody, it's going to go to 7. It's going to be a great series. Brooklyn might win. Boston is just a great team. They're a much better team than people give them credit for. That's my thoughts on that. But that wasn't the biggest surprise for me in the first round. First round, not necessarily a surprise per se, but like who impressed me was the Mavs. Like the Mavs beating the Jazz. That was great. Without Luka, like they was up 2-1 without Luka. Like that was them doing what they had to do in 6 games. That was dope to me. That was my highlight of the first round. And I can't wait to see them against the Suns. So we got some good matchups, man.
I wouldn't say I wasn't surprised with Utah Jazz as much is because I've seen this movie before. Like we've seen the Jazz come up short plenty of times. And I asked Crush and Menifee last week, like, what is wrong with this team? Why can't they get over the hump? They have everything that you would want, from a defender to a superstar to role players to 3-point shooting to a legit point guard. They just shit the bed again. And
without Luka though, like the Mavs didn't have Luka to do 3 games.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it wasn't just the Luka effect. You had Jalen Brunson playing out his mind, playing like he won a max deal.
Dropped 40 on him. Get top.
And again, bro, like this is the playoffs, and so it's not like they get a chance to play Utah one time and then don't play them again for another month. You know what I'm saying? If you got good coaching, you know what I'm saying, you may not be able to practice as a team in the playoffs, but if you got good coaching, they're watching film, and those coaches are making adjustments to what they see game by game. You have to, because you play in this team damn near every other day. Yeah. The Jazz got a defender and maybe one perimeter defender in Royce O'Neal. But a lot of times when Royce O'Neal on the floor, for one, you automatically playing 5-on-4 on offense.
Bro, they playing 3-on-5 with Rudy
But the rest of their defenders, I mean, Bogdan has size, but he don't stick nobody.
No.
And
Luka went crazy on him.
At this point in his career, no disrespect, Mike Conley Jr. is more of a name than a productive player. He's definitely on the downside of his career. And it shows. Like Mike Conley Jr. can have games where he'll score 15 to 17 points, but he has more games where he's scoring between, 6 and 12.
That's not championship basketball.
Again, I think that Mike Conley at this point in his career is more of a name than a productive point guard. One of their better players is Jordan Clarkson, but I mean he's legitimately just a scorer. He doesn't play even above average defense, in my opinion. That team is built to try to put up more points than you in order to beat you.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that was that series. You got Phoenix beating. Hey, shout out to the Pelicans, man. Shout out Willie Green and his coaching and that was
Like Willie Green. Willie
a
Green, good
whole bunch of,
coach.
whole bunch
He,
of
he got the
rookie.
most. He got the most out that talent, you know. And I'm excited to see them next year when they have their whole team together with Zion. You know, if he comes back.
This will be exciting.
Herb Jones, man. Hey,
Who? Herb Jones.
Yeah, Herb Jones.
Shut up, Memphis.
I didn't see. Hey, Crusher, you can attest to this. I didn't see this coming out of Alabama, bro. I didn't. I thought he was going to be a decent fill in the gap type player, but his defensive tenacity and him being 6'9", and just arms out the wings, out the wing.
All stats
Crazy.
matters, guys. All
Crazy.
stats matter.
That the Pelicans got something to build on, man. Pelicans got
Who y'all
something.
talking about? Who y'all talking about again?
Pels.
Don't worry about it.
Who's the player though?
Don't worry about it.
Herb Jones.
You talking about Herb Jones? Who
Yes, sir.
who is Herb Jones?
Anyway,
Who is Herb Jones?
Man,
I can't believe we on this podcast talking about Herb Jones. Like, why are we talking about Herb Jones? The only nigga he only got one first place vote for rookie of the year. Like, why are we even talking about Herb Jones?
Damn.
man.
I don't get it. Like,
But anyway, the Grizz Timberwolves series was interesting too.
that series was, and I'm be honest, hella points was put up in those games. No defense was being played, and Minnesota actually could have won that series 4-2.
Yeah.
They had 3 different games in that series where they gave up double-digit leads in the second half. That series was kind of everywhere to me, and of course I'm not hating on the team, but man, I honestly felt like they celebrated way too much after winning that series too. And they're gonna get humbled in the second round.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh well, yeah. I think it's gonna be a good series, but we'll talk about that.
It'll be a decent series.
I think it's gonna be a good series.
what's wild is that the Minnesota Timberwolves before Game 6, they had a locker room, they had a players only meeting, right, to try to like iron out all those problems and shit like that. They came out and did the same exact thing they was doing those other games. Get that, catch a 15, 20 point lead, and then they lose it in the second half. It's like
that was
It didn't make it things easier for Cat to just run his mouth like that, during the playoffs. Like, bro, first of all, you're never here in the playoffs as often to run your mouth, and you don't have enough cachet to talk. Like, and y'all down, like y'all lose every time you talk. So, bro,
and that's my thing. It's like I was reading a lot of comments and shit, and people was like, you should leave Carl Anthony Cat alone because you don't know what he went through these past couple years and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, yeah, I understand that he lost, members of his family due to COVID and stuff like that. But y'all forget that, like, this man, he talks. Like, being mentally ill doesn't excuse you from being like he talks trash. Like, you should be able to talk trash to somebody who's talking trash. And it's like when Karl Anthony Towns say anything, people will always jump to his side like, oh, well, he went through some shit. You know what I'm saying? You should give him a pass or whatever. It's like, no, nigga, you play basketball, you talk shit, we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, you don't get no pass because of your mental health issues when you are clearly the one talking shit first. Like, what do you say? We in Memphis now? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't
they come here now.
Right. You can't say stuff like that and then expect people to defend you and try to relate mental health with that. Like, no, you trash talking, so we trash talking. Y'all had three 15-point leads and lost them in the playoffs. So
D-Lo was highly inconsistent in the playoffs.
D-Lo, if I'll show y'all my parlay from that game.
D-Loading? He's still loading?
Bro, no, he's not. Because
if I show y'all my parlay
McLaughlin take his spot in the fourth quarter in most of the games. Do you know where he was last year?
He lost me my parlay. He ain't hit his points. He only had 1 3. The nigga ain't have 10 points. He didn't get over 10 points. like he was terrible that game.
He got me 2 threes, couple games though, but that's about it.
Couple of games ago.
Okay. So what if y'all could place any blame on that Timberwolves team? Like who got to go? Like whose team is it? Is Anthony Edwards' team?
Russell, it's Anthony Edwards' team. D'Angelo Russell has to go. Coaching. I think if this was a black coach, he would be out.
Yep.
So I'm gonna say coaching as well.
There's no real leader on that team. You know, like,
That's because Ant is too new. I think next year Ant is gonna realize, like, yo, bro, Cat, like I've been watching you, you know what I'm saying? Because you honestly are like the most talented person on this team, but like this is my team now. Like I'm the captain of this shit. Like,
It's Anthony Evans' team. I think Cat got to go. I think they should really just get
Cat got to go.
Yeah.
Who you gonna replace him with then?
I mean,
as much as Cat, I didn't like Cat talking trash. Cat is still a talented player, and I would definitely take him on my team anytime.
He is, but he should have dominated this series. And I say that because I want to say Steven Adams missed 1 or 2 games. If I'm not mistaken, was it protocol? And
was one
as good as a shot blocker as Jaren Jackson Jr. is, he's still a fucking hack. He fouled out at least 2 games this series.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And like there's no reason that Cat shouldn't have dominated this series, in my opinion.
Yep.
But you know, he's more so worried about proving that he's the best shooting big man in the league. You know what I'm saying? Which he isn't. Opposed to, you know, dominating on the block like he can and like he should, especially with matchups like that.
Yep. Take advantage of the matchups, boy. So
yeah.
So let's go back out east. So you had Miami beating, just dominating, stifling Trae Young, little Trae. Just he looked like Diet Steph in the regular season, but now
first Diet Steph, man, he like fucking water, some shit, RC with that Wildwood, that fake diet, fake pop.
He didn't look good at all.
Man went for averaging 26 a game to what?
Yeah.
15, 16 a game. Oh my goodness. That was
10 points a game or something like that. It was ridiculous.
Put the clamps on that boy. Oof.
Yeah, I saw that coming, to be honest with you. Like y'all need to pay attention to the Heat. Like straight up. Y'all be sleeping on my Heat. I've been talking about the Heat for like 2 years at this point. You know what I'm saying? And what I think was so dope, and I don't even know if this was planned or not, but like they allow Victor Oladipo. They are allowing Victor Oladipo to get back to his true form.
Get his legs under him in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that just causes, like, since he's been back, you know who hasn't been playing? Duncan Robinson.
Yeah. Duncan.
And I think that
Robinson had a good game.
Huh?
Duncan Robinson had 1 good game.
And then he got benched the next game.
Yeah, if you look at his minutes, he's barely getting 15 minutes a game now.
Now the Hero minutes kind of dwindled a little bit too, though.
So I mean, the Heat, they defense, they can switch on everything. They're gonna be a problem for all defenders. I mean, all these offensive players who's supposed to be great. And I think the main reason why a lot of these offensive players are struggling is because they don't take the regular season serious. Then they get into the playoffs and that real defense come and they don't know what to do. That's what I feel like what happened with KD. If you look at, I've never, in all my years of watching KD, I've never seen him so indecisive in my life. Like, it was so wild to watch KD. It didn't even look like, it wasn't that he was afraid. It's just like, he just didn't know what to do. Like, it's like he really didn't know what to do with the ball. Like, it's like his timing and stuff was off, and you can credit that to the Celtics defense. I read how they was like doing certain things to like throw him off. Like they keep swiping at the ball. Like, you know, like they studied his pull up, and they know like when he about to pull up to swipe, like they studied the shit out of him. And I just don't think KD was ready for that.
Jaylen Brown
KD wasn't ready for it, but neither was the rest of the team. You know, when you spend, you know what I'm saying, the majority of your regular season watching a scorer like KD, now when he needs you to have more movement when the double team and shit comes, you still watching KD. And so he's making errant passes or dribbling off his leg and shit like that because the defense is that good. He like you said, he was indecisive. You know what I'm saying? When the swipes came in and when the doubles came, and at the same time, there was no movement on offense at all. It's almost like they were just expecting him to, you know, bail them out of this hole that they were in.
And KD, I think this is gonna humble him. I hope it does, because you know he talking about he a god and shit like that now. So I hope this make him go to the gym and put on some weight, because he was getting bullied out there. Like he had Grant Williams pushing him around the court. And I'm just like, bruh, like I mean, Jason Tatum guarding him made him look like he was unathletic. Jason Tatum made him look unathletic out there. Like it made him look like he was a step behind, like, or he was still recovering from injury. Like Jason Tatum beat him to his spots. It seemed like every single time.
He outplayed that man the entire series. He looked like the better player.
Absolutely. Jason Tatum was the best player on the court by far. And it's crazy that last year KD pretty much had less. Like, think about this. Last year, they didn't have Seth Curry, Drummond, Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, and they had a one-legged James Harden.
And Claxton was not as good last year as he was this year.
Took the defending champs to 7 games. So you gotta really look at the organization, like what really happened this year for this type of collapse. Like you think that, all right, last year KD had James Harden and they almost got out, they almost beat the Milwaukee Bucks. This year they got a healthy Kyrie Irving, and they got some extra shooting, and they got some extra defenders. Like you would think that this would be a better series, but
they ran into a brick wall. The Celtics were really, really good, and people aren't talking about
that. Was hard to watch.
Y'all, did KD say this? And y'all could verify this. Did he say something in the lines like, "Oh, I'm just working on my craft. I don't care about winning. It's more about the craft"?
I don't remember that.
I didn't hear that.
Okay, because I could have sworn I seen an article of him talking about I just only worry concerning myself about my craft, and
it'd be very most.
Like hearing shit like that tick me off, man. Like it really does, bro. Like it should be about winning. It should be about helping your teammates. It should be about the greater end goal than working on my craft, being the best player I can be. Like that shit sounds very selfish.
Yep.
Now, Menifee, what you want KD to what you mentioned that you hope KD do as far as hit the weight room, it is what I think Trae Young will do over the summer. Especially if I'm not trying to say that he wants to patent his game after Steph Curry, but he has a Steph Curry-like game. And Steph Curry got to the point to where, you know, I won't say that he was being slowed down, but he was being bullied at times, you know what I'm saying? Because he was so small and he hit the weight room, and, you know, now he's able to take players more easy off the dribble, finish more at the cup. I think that's a road that Trae Young should take over the summer.
You think Trae Young got the frame to put on 15? I don't know, man. I feel like him and KD got that slim frame where they can lift weights and they don't know.
He plays for a professional organization. The same way that you expected nutritionists to get with Zion and to get with Embiid and things like that, I expect the same thing.
Yep.
You know, there are things you can do to train your body, you know what I'm saying, to make your body take on, you know, different nutrients, different calories, and then turn them into, you know what I'm saying, muscle and things of that nature. I mean, kind of felt the same way about Steph. Steph was, you know what I'm saying, pretty puny, you know what I'm saying, but he was able to gain weight, straight muscle. And I think that, again, that's something that Trae Young should attempt to do this summer. He has to.
All right, let's move on to the second round here. So first round was exciting. Second round is going to be even more exciting. I love these matchups. I think we got some great matchups that start in the.
Before we get to the second round, I know you're gonna get mad at me for saying this, but the best player in the first round is actually out. And that was Joker. We could talk about Draymond Green and the defense and all of that stuff. He dominated on the floor. He did not have a second player that even averaged 15 points in that series.
That
Not
should have
even
been
the second
real
player
Kobe
that averaged
Bryant.
15 points in that series, but Joker averaged 31, 13, and 6 on 58% shooting.
That's
Joker
tough.
was the best. Joker was the best all-around player in the first round of the playoffs. You can
I have
debate
no
it if you want
argument.
to.
I have
Perfectly
no
fine.
argument.
That's your opinion. But Joker was the all-around best player in the first round of the playoffs. But the fact of the matter is, it was literally just Joker.
Mhm. Will Kobe Bryant Barton didn't step up. You thought he was gonna average
Didn't average 15
25.
points.
I hate Will Barton, dog.
Aaron
You gotta
Gordon
say Willie.
couldn't
You gotta
average
say
15 points.
Willie Bean Barton.
Oh God, please stop.
Willie Bean Barton.
Hey,
So Joker put up some numbers, Crusher, and that's
Joker
great.
put up all the numbers.
And that's
He
great.
was literally the only player.
And
And
that's
they were playing arguably the first or second best team in the West. With nobody else. My thing is, when you have no other scorers, we saw what team defense can do if you don't have nobody else. We saw what team defense can do against KD and Kyrie. Did we not? Did we not?
yeah.
But in Joker, you had a person who, even when the double team came, for one, he was already 2 steps ahead. He knew what move he wanted to make. He knew what pass he wanted to make. He barely waited for the double team to come. Once the double team got there, he was either already making a move or already making a pass. And I'm just saying, in my opinion, and you're not really giving me anything to refute it aside from doing this,
I'm gonna let you
Joker
talk
was
about
the overall best player in the first round of the playoffs.
All right. Because you seem like you're just, that's your
This
opinion.
has nothing to do with the regular season, and it has nothing to do with MVP.
All right. Well, my thoughts real quick on Joker. Again, he's a great player. Congrats on his second MVP.
Night in, night out, he dominated.
Okay.
He dominated night in, night out.
He put up
Yeah,
some numbers.
it's nothing else he could have done more.
Nothing.
He put up numbers. He put up some numbers.
He
And
go
that was great.
vacation.
It's the playoffs. You
That was
you
great.
put up numbers. What else is there to do?
Okay, let me
Especially when you're the only player on your team.
Okay, just real quick, here's my opinion on that. He put up some numbers and that was great. In my opinion, I believe that the Warriors' game plan was to let Joker do what Joker does and limit everybody else.
They didn't let him do
And
anything.
they
If you were
wanted-
going to let Joker do what he does, there's no point in double teaming. You would have sagged off, you know what I'm saying? You would have doubled, you would have sagged off everybody else. Nobody else was able to even average 15 points in that series. Even with the double team, Joker averaged over 30 points on 58% shooting. He took control. We watched those games towards the end of the games when the games were close. Joker dominated those games, bro.
Yeah.
Do me a favor and just get it out your head with this MVP shit, because that's not what I'm referring to. It's not what I'm referring to at all.
I got you.
Joker had, and you know what I'm saying? I had to post this for you earlier in the week, and I was gonna hold it, but bro, Joker had 3 straight games of over 30 points, 2 games of 37 and 18. Like, bro, there was literally nothing. Looney, Draymond, whoever else that they chose to run at Joker, there was nothing that they can do. I still don't believe they win the series with even just one more of their players. It still would have taken, in my opinion, both Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. for them to have a shot at winning that series.
For sure.
But that says a lot about Joker and his game. Joker could have folded. We literally watched, in my opinion, the best scorer in the NBA fold.
Right. So, and that's good. Joker is cold, right? Joker is talented. He's dope. My opinion.
Best player
my-
in the first round of the playoffs, in my opinion.
No, my response is Joker doing that against Draymond wasn't as dope as what this man did against Kevin Durant in the first round. This man is the MVP of the playoffs right now. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
because he's still in it.
Serious?
That's why, because he's still in it.
He did it against Kevin Durant, the best player in the world. He got
Kevin Durant stuck him the whole game.
He was guarding that man most of the time, and he gave him buckets. And like, come on, like, what did he do to you? Did he
Well, you act like I wasn't a Jason Tatum fan years before you even knew who he was.
We're talking about now.
Don't give me
Like,
that.
I just feel like you're not giving him his.
Don't
I'm
give me
not
that.
talking about Joker. I'm just talking about what this man did in the first round. Swept the best player in the world.
Their
You
team,
got to give him his props right
their
now.
team swept the Nets, and I'm not saying shit about it. He didn't sweep the Nets by himself.
Joker didn't. Okay, all right.
Look at them, what they lost, nigga, and he was
Yeah.
playing by himself.
You got it, dog. Yeah, you apparently you like the numbers, and that's cool. The
It's
rebounds.
not about the numbers. I'm what I like is the production when you have no one else to fall on.
I just don't
No one
believe.
else to fall on.
I
This
just
man
don't
was
believe.
almost scoring 40 points, shooting 6 free throws.
That's cool. I just don't believe them numbers
Buckets,
affect the game
buckets,
as much.
Buckets.
I just don't believe
Buckets
them
and
numbers.
buckets
affect the
and
game.
buckets. That's what you getting out of buckets and buckets.
The numbers
boy,
ain't
bucket
affecting
boy.
the game, bro.
Buckets.
That's why he only won one.
That's it.
Boy.
The numbers ain't affecting the
Right.
game.
He won one, not
Numbers.
not the Nuggets.
His
he won one.
PER ain't affecting the
won
game
one.
as much, dog. Them advanced
He
stats.
won
ain't
one.
affecting
And this
the
man
game.
right here, we're not even gonna get on the man behind me.
Oh yeah, hey, shout out Chris Paul too.
We're not even gonna get on the most clutch player in the game.
Hey, how about this? Let's transition into why you think the Suns are going to beat the Mavs this series.
Well, first and foremost, the Mavs haven't beat the Suns since November of 2019.
Okay.
That's one.
Okay.
That's one.
That's
Now,
wrong, bro. That's
You know
pretty
that you
bad.
and I like you and I like the StatMuse app. I mean the StatMuse website.
Right.
I'm not a fan of the Mavericks defense.
No.
They lead at all.
At
They
all.
lead the playoff. No, not really.
Hey, listen.
Lead the playoffs. They lead the playoffs in fouls. They lead all teams in fouls. They have the least amount of blocks and steals. Excuse me. I think that their best perimeter defenders are Dorian Finney-Smith and Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is going to have his fucking he's going to have his fucking hands full with Devin Booker
Hey,
all game long.
Chuck, who is sticking DeAndre Ayton? I expect that
Nobody.
man going 20 and 10 every game.
Nobody, not Kleber,
DeAndre
not
Ayton,
definitely not
You
Bertans.
never answered that question.
And at the same time, they got JaVale McGee as well, who's been playing really well.
I think we need to get a Florida Tweed because he's the only one that has the Mavericks beating the Phoenix Suns. So I think we need to hear him out.
So DeAndre Ayton's matchup is not going to define the series. This series is going to be about a coaching battle. This series is going to be about Jason Kidd's defensive strategies against Chris Paul and Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton as well. I think
And that's three players. And
So let me ask you this, Doug. Does the game not slow down? Does the game not be a half court
for the Suns, bro? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Does the game not slow down? Does the game not half court like you always talk about?
It
when
is.
it comes to
Now,
playoffs?
who's that favorite?
And you got to get easy buckets in half court sets, right?
What kind
So
of
who
team
the
in the
hell
Phoenix
is going to
Suns?
guard DeAndre Ayton? I'll take a layup, a free throw, then a long shot any day. When it
I don't
comes to
think
half
DeAndre
court.
Ayton got the moves to really like affect this series like that in a half court. Like he's
So
What
what moves does he need to
moves
put
does he
on though?
need when you got when you got
Max and Kleber?
Kleber or Powell sticking him, bro?
Ooh,
What
Dwight
Okay.
Powell.
does he really need?
all I'm saying is his matchup ain't going
Making
to
him
define this
stronger than
series.
both.
Sure, he'll average a double, and that's cool. But it's going to be about Luka. Who gonna guard Luka? Who gonna guard Luka?
Mikal Bridges. He's gonna start stick him. And then you're gonna get a little bit of Jay Crowder.
Jay Crowder.
Jay Crowder,
The crowd.
yeah,
Okay.
bro, they're gonna have size and length on Luka.
They will do a way better job than fucking Bogdan and Royce O'Neal for
And
sure.
Mike Conley Jr. Like, come on,
We'll
man.
see. We'll see.
You gotta
We
look
gotta
at
go for 40 plus, bro. Every
Cause-
game.
That man is
Because them boys was ass. Like, I don't even know why
Bogdan
Coach
was
Snyder even entertained the thought of putting Bogey, what's his name? I get the Bogdanovich mixed up.
They the
What's
same,
this
man.
one? This one's Boyan, right?
No, this is Bogdan.
Oh, boy, on that big dude.
Oh, my fault. Wait, who?
Bogdan Bogdanovich.
It's not Bogdan. That's Atlanta, ain't it?
It don't
They
matter.
the same name. They got the same
They
name, bro.
really got the same name.
They don't
Exact
have the
same
same name.
They do have the same name, bro.
They have the same last name. It don't matter, man. Go ahead.
Bogdan Bogdanovich is two of them.
Go to,
Y'all lying.
I
Y'all lying.
swear to God.
let me go to,
They
let me go to
names are
Yahoo
not
app.
the same.
Let me go to
One
this
is
Yahoo app.
Boyan.
Bogdan.
They last names. Y'all talking about their last names, right?
Look, Bogdan. It's Bogdan. So the dude from Atlanta is Bogdan, and dude from Utah is Bojan.
Told y'all.
Boyan.
Boyan.
Send me off. I'm like,
Yeah.
hell no. But I know that's why I get them mixed up because their names are similar, but I know they are.
That's
But
racist.
yeah, Coach Snyder, he need to figure out. Somebody need to ask him why he
Anyway.
thought it was, huh?
He going anyway, but anyway.
Yeah, somebody need to ask him why he thought it was a good idea to put Bogdanovich on Luka, because I think that cost him the series.
So you saying Mikal Bridges is gonna stick Luka?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jay Crowder's gonna stick Luka.
Oh, Jay Crowder.
Cam Johnson's
Which one
gonna
is
stick Luka. They're gonna
Both.
bro. They're gonna throw multiple people at
Yeah.
Jay Johnson.
Okay.
It's similar to what they did with KD. I feel like the Phoenix Suns actually have the personnel to limit Luka.
Limit. I define limit.
He has he has to average 40 plus for them to win, in my book. He has to average 40
I
plus.
don't even think he got to
Brunson
average.
gotta go crazy.
I don't even think Luka got to average because the way Luka. I will give y'all this. I will say that I think that y'all. I don't think y'all are true Luka believers yet.
I am.
But
that's a bad man.
That's a bad man. And I will say that he does have a way which I have never seen. Like LeBron James doesn't even control the game the way that Luka does. Like the only thing I've seen close to it is Chris Paul, but the way that they do it is different. Like it's just different. I can't even explain it. It's like Luka just be moving. It's like he be moving in slow motion. It's like everybody moves after he moves. Like it's so weird. Like,
so how many games you getting Luka and the Mavs then? If we're underrating Luka,
I'm only giving him one game. I got respect for
Luka.
Luka. I'm gonna give him one game, maybe two. Just because of how impressive I saw they was without Luka, I'll give them maybe two, because that's how much I believe in Luka. But I just believe this Phoenix Suns team is too hungry.
Defense too, bro.
They got Chris Paul on there.
He can play defense too. He's gonna guard Brunson.
Okay, yeah, that matchup gonna be. Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like you got potentially three, defensive players on that team. And it's like, all right, if you stalemate, I mean, something's got to give. But somebody else got to step up. And I just don't see Maxi Kleber stepping up. I don't see Powell I don't see that. I'm sorry.
It's not going to be about specific matchups. It's going to be a chess game between
Dorian Finney-Smith. I'm sorry.
Great coaches. It's going to be a chess game. That's all I'm saying.
This game is going to come down to who hit more threes. This series is going to come down to who hit more threes. Jason Kidd has a philosophy that I fucks with. But I think that's going to keep them.
Mavs, in my opinion.
Huh?
I feel like that's advantage Mavs in my. You got Lucas smacking threes. You got Cleaver. You got Bullock. You got Dinwiddie. I mean, they got a lot of talent and defense over there. Team defense.
I'm not doubling teaming anybody over there.
Nope.
So it's like if they make up threes, hey, good luck.
You got a double team when he takes Mikal Bridges in the paint.
Nah, he ain't doing that.
Double team.
Cut it out. Ain't nobody double teaming.
I want to see. I want to see.
If anything,
Luka.
they'll probably trap Luka if he gets hot at the top of the key. But I'm not double teaming.
Right. That's all I'm about to say. I want to see Luka hit these step back threes from the top of the key in this series.
Luka gonna have a decent series.
You think
but he gonna cry a lot because that defense gonna be on his ass. He's gonna cry a lot.
He might get a tech or two.
He's gonna cry a lot, man.
All he needs is one, and he's suspended for a game.
Does that count to the playoffs?
Yep.
I like that. Stop that crying. Play ball.
Yeah, you're right. All right, let's move on to another series. Let's move this Golden State Memphis series. Who y'all got?
Golden State.
Golden State finna humble them, man.
And how many? How many games you
giving
giving Ja Morant
after this series?
I say 6.
They about to get swept.
What? You not giving little Ja one game?
No, I'm not. And it's for the same reasons that Crusher mentioned about what you call it, Buddy Ash Jr., Jaren Jackson Jr., and Adams.
Steven Adams.
Yeah, when the Warriors put their death lineup out there, it's over. And they have a new death lineup.
PTSD.
They have a new death lineup, and everybody on that team, like the Warriors are the great. They're just a great organization. They do everything well. Like name one mishap the Warriors have had like over the last 5 years. Like, and this is a team who let Kevin Durant go. It's like most teams, if you let a player like Kevin Durant go, somebody getting fired. You don't let Kevin Durant leave your organization, but he left.
I mean, that's his choice, though. I don't think they let him go. If they could, they would fucking re-sign him. Anybody would. I don't think they let him go.
And I understand that. But most friends, like KD is arguably at that time, he's probably 1A, 1B, you know? And for you to for organization to let a player walk, like without even trying, like I feel like they didn't even try to like recruit him to come back seriously. Like it was just like whatever. Like most franchises, they would tank. They would tank after losing a player like KD or something like that. But they are way better now. And I honestly think like if you was to put up that team with KD against this team,
no, we gonna disagree on that one, bro. I'm gonna take that KD team over this team for sure. I'm sorry, bro. As much as Jordan Poole is balling, bro, as much as he balling, he ain't KD. Like you can't replace that, sir. No,
hey, hell no. Real quick.
You had a younger Iguodala. You had some role play. Nah, bro.
Hey, relax.
The biggest thing that I think the Warriors are gonna do against the Grizzlies is they're gonna make with that death lineup that Minnow was talking about. Jaren Jackson Jr. The only person he's going to be able to stick out of that death lineup is Draymond Green, and that's going to pull him away from the rim.
Yep.
Yeah.
They just might get swept. They may get a game.
You won't see a lot of Steven Adams, I don't think, in this game, in this series.
Well, Brandon Clark, I think Brandon Clark is going to be huge in this series with Jaren Jackson Jr. being a fucking hack.
He's going to be a foul trouble for sure.
He's going to definitely come to his own. Real quick, now, y'all may not know this, and I know different Warriors players were injured during the season, but these Grizzlies were 3-1 against the Warriors in the regular season. That's just putting it out there. Just putting it out there. I know Draymond and Steph was injured and Clay was coming, but they were 3-1 against his team.
So I give him 2 games. I give him. I still got.
That's good to know. That is good to know.
Winning.
So I'm just saying. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
So what you got him doing this series, Tweed?
I give Ja Morant 1 game against.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, but yes, they will get beat. I got the Warriors going to the finals, so yeah, they will get beat. So that's that. All right, let's move out east, man. This is the real conference, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Miami 76ers. So what's the latest on Joel Embiid? He has an orbital fracture. He's out indefinitely. He'll probably miss, first game, but he might come back for game 2.
I don't know.
That mask.
He also got a concussion.
Huh?
I heard he also got a concussion. He got to go through protocol.
I heard that too, but with the amount of time they've had before game 1, I think that he may only miss 1 game. I think that he passed concussion protocol and just come back with the mask.
Yeah, so mask Embiid about to go crazy. I think I don't have much faith in Harden right now. He's a little up and down. Old Harden would take game one, you know what I mean, and have a Batman performance, have a Superman performance in game one.
Maybe he needed a summer to lay off, man, recover, but he doesn't have that exposure, man, to get to the rim. He doesn't.
He doesn't. Can't win the game by himself right now.
Like, if you see him play, man, once he does his one-on-one moves, and when he realizes he can't get by you, he gonna hit you with a step back, and his step backs are falling short because he don't got legs under him.
Harden finna see a dog that he don't want to see. He finna get a healthy dose of Jimmy Butler,
and
it's gonna frustrate the fuck out of him. He gonna get a healthy dose of Victor Oladipo too. But I promise you, with the way he playing right now, he does not want to see Jimmy Butler on the other side of him playing defense.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all forget, Jimmy Butler used to play for the Sixers.
There go PJ.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a revenge series for Jimmy Butler, and then yeah.
Y'all look at that. Y'all look at that triple double, especially if hold on, my battery about to die. Fucking y'all.
Triple double, but yeah.
If Kyle Lowry still misses any games, be on the lookout for that triple double because Jimmy Butler, he good for that shit in the playoffs.
Okay, yeah, I definitely be looking out for that for sure. All right, speaking of which, I gotta put my bets in about an hour. But yeah, hey, if Joel Embiid comes back for game 2 and is the same Joel Embiid, I got the Sixers in 7 games. Only if Joel Embiid is healthy enough.
I really think that game he's going to miss going to probably hurt him. You know, like if it comes down to 7, it'd probably advantage Miami. You know, but they need every game. They need him playing, bro. They need him to play.
Oh yeah, for sure. They were a little better.
I got the Heat in 5. I got the Heat in 5.
Dang.
Yeah, the Sixers. I feel like the Sixers are who they are. Like I don't see Embiid. He is less than 100%. James Harden is indecisive, even though I feel like he did find the next gear the last 2 games of the series. I think this series, James Harden's abilities will be null and void because there's going to be way too many defenders. Like Jimmy Butler by himself is going to have James Harden with games of like 15 and 8.
Tobias Harris got to play big in the series.
18. I see James Harden with averages of like 17 and 8 in this series.
Tyrese Maxey got to be big in this series. Them 2 guys right there, they gotta have some playoff career highs for them for this to be a series.
I forgot they got PJ Tucker too. Like, hey.
Oh yeah, PJ Tucker on James Harden. Oh yeah, that's gonna be. When you get your popcorn ready.
When you start subbing, I think that's when you're really gonna see the difference in the team. I'm not a fan of the Sixers bench. And
Pork Mott's.
The Heat bench, the Heat bench, their backcourts have started multiple games this season, and they put up buckets. Yep. Max Strus. What's the other guard?
Like they got Tyler Hero and Victor Oladipo coming off the bench.
Yeah.
That's
Victor Oladipo is gonna be huge.
Even little Martin twin be getting a little burn.
Like the Heat are, I just feel like every year they have like the most complete team, like top to bottom. It's like you just look at the Heat and they just every year.
The downturn is that they offenses sometimes stalls. That's the only downfall. Like,
I put that on Jimmy Butler. I put that on Jimmy. When Jimmy Butler goes, the team goes.
And sometimes he be quiet. He be a little too quiet sometimes.
Yep. And it's funny you pointed that out because I kind of feel like somebody told him last series, like, yo, you need to get buckets.
Yeah. You
need to get buckets. You need to be more aggressive. I don't know if the coaching staff told him that. But this Jimmy Butler I saw in the Atlanta Hawks series, I don't think I've ever seen in a playoff series outside of when they was playing the Lakers.
In the bubble, yeah.
In the bubble. I've never seen Jimmy Butler that aggressive on the offensive end specifically.
Maybe he'll turn on the playoffs. Maybe.
Now, my question is this: with the starting fives, do you start Embiid on Bam Adebayo? If so, I feel that the same way the Warriors are going to take Jaren Jackson Jr. from the rim, the Heat will do the same thing. They'll put the ball more in Bam's hands, free throw line extended, in an effort to get Embiid further from the rim. Now, if you don't want to do that, I don't think that they can last putting either Tobias Harris or Danny Green on Bam Adebayo. I think that on offense, that's not what I'm saying. He doesn't have to shoot the three. We've seen Bam literally facilitate the offense, and he's got quicker foot speed than all three players that I named.
Bam will get you 3 or 4 assists a game easily.
Yep.
You know, and Kyle Lowry not being there available, that means he's going to have the ball up and more. So, I'll be thinking like, all right, on the other side, on flip side, are you going to double team Embiid with Adebayo, or are you just going to have that one-on-one matchup?
No, you
Because
have to.
I feel like for the Miami, the best matchup is to let them go play straight up. Embiid
gonna see double team.
I don't think so. Only because the height difference is like 4 or 5 inches.
Yeah.
And the weight difference is big too. I think what you do is you help with Danny Green's man, and you make him make shots.
Quick question: whose defense is better? Toronto? Whose defense will be better? Toronto's or Miami's?
Miami.
What?
Just ask that. Toronto defense now, as far as limiting Embiid, like they did a good job on Embiid. Still,
yeah, they got length, they got size, they still young. The Heat, they battle tested, bro. They got some championship caliber players over there. You know, experience.
Toronto doesn't have a Bam though.
That too.
Toronto got all them Africans over there, man.
Toronto doesn't have a Bam,
and they all weigh 160. 160. Boucher, 160.
Lighting ass.
160. These are little guys, man.
He's 7 foot 160. That's nasty.
And Boucher, he don't even start. He was only playing because who was hurt? I think somebody was hurt. Oh no, OG. OG was in foul trouble that last game.
Yeah.
Scotty Barnes missed the game because of his ankle. And big ass stepped on his ankle.
I'm interested to see it. It's a lot of question marks in this series, though. Like I'm looking at the matchup, like it's a lot I have to just see. But I just want Embiid to be healthy, man. As long as Embiid is healthy, I think we got a good series.
I still think Embiid gonna get his though, regardless.
Of course.
I just think Maxey and Tobias Harris got to step up and ball the fuck out in order for Sixers
to shoot better. Tobias got to show up. I'm so tired of dude. But yeah, who?
This series is gonna boil down to James Harden and Jimmy Butler. That's what we're gonna be talking about, and how James Harden comes up short in the playoffs once again.
And we already know that they're not gonna put Harden on Butler on the other end.
Hell no.
And
next Max Strus.
First take gonna be on Monday. Talking about some. Did the OKC do a good job in splitting up KD, Russell Westbrook, Serge, and Harden? Because to this day, they show that they can't collectively win on respective franchises.
Harden is going to be on PJ Tucker.
Yep. They good buddies too. That's gonna be funny. PJ Tucker gonna be jaw jacking with Harden all series. This is gonna be interesting. That's gonna be the most interesting series. I think. All right, Bucks, Boston at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time.
I think this is the most interesting series in the East right here. I think so.
I don't think so.
No.
What you think?
Either.
Well, first off, Middleton, he's not playing the series, correct?
Correct. Exactly. I don't think this is gonna be an interesting.
Look at Tweed love them handicaps, boy. Love them handicaps.
What are you talking about?
He like, yep. Hello, Boston. Yep.
I think that
we
on a bad
ready.
Chris Middleton gets you 15, 20 points. On a great day, he can go for 40. And that's just like, all right,
great day.
Who's going to fill that gap, moving forward?
Might be Drew Holiday.
Grayson Allen's going to get you.
Grayson Allen.
Like
Grayson Allen.
Who's the other wing? Wesley Matthews? Ooh. like middle. I mean, people undervalue
Not
Middleton.
enough, bro.
That's enough. That's like having an ace spade right there, bro. Because he can alleviate some of the pressure for Giannis and get his own shot. And you know, when they double team Giannis, he kicks it out, and Middleton can hit the three. So it's like, damn, that's tough. But
They got a lot of shooters, and the Bucks are still a great team. But like again, people are not giving the Boston Celtics team enough credit right now. Like I feel like people still have the Bucks winning this series. No, like
Al Horford is also a godsend too, though. Like I think that was like the biggest pickup, and like for them to reacquire, because he commands the defense. He tells them where to switch, and you know, screen is coming. He rebounds. He could knock down a three. He hits his free throws. You know, he's a solid piece.
He is the veteran. Al Horford is the prototypical good veteran for this squad. Go ahead.
I don't see how the Bucks can win this series.
Yep. Giannis gotta be godlike.
But
I say you don't see them winning?
No, I don't see how they can. I honestly think that you get the same type of long-armed help defense to cut off driving lanes that they did with KD. I think the only time Giannis should have the ball up top, excuse me, is on misses.
Yeah, I can
on
see that.
Misses. On makes where you got to come and set up an offense in the half court. Like I said with KD, he should be catching the ball below the free throw line. If he's not, they're going to be cutting off those driving lanes. He's gonna have some travels with them Euro steps. He's gonna draw a couple of, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna include a couple of offensive fouls.
Marcus Smart gonna have.
He should be getting the ball. He should be getting the ball at the top of the key, going downhill on misses only. On makes, he has to catch the ball below the free throw line, in my opinion, in order to be the same dominant Giannis.
Yeah.
And they're gonna let him shoot. Like, if y'all gonna win by Giannis, go ahead.
Of course.
Take that slow ass 3-point shot if you want to, bro. All day.
Taking the air and shit, like, all right.
It's gonna have to be a lot of lobs. It's gonna have to be a lot of lobs to Brook Lopez if you can draw in the
lobs to Brook. Yeah.
But I don't see how they win this series.
How many games you think this going?
Personally,
man, look, hey, I got a lot of confidence in my guys.
5-6 at the most, man.
I ain't say it.
I got Celtics. I got Celtics in 7. I got Celtics in 7. Like, I think Giannis is still
bro.
that guy. You know what I mean? Like
he is, but this is a daunting task. Minnow, who you got?
I got Boston and if I'm not sure how long Middleton is gonna be out.
Whole series.
If Middleton is out the whole series, I got Boston in 5.
Whew. If he comes back, then what?
I was trying not to sound like
I give him 6.
6. Yeah. All right.
I just don't see. I feel like this is going to be the Milwaukee Bucks. We're going to see Giannis regress back to the Giannis we used to see in the playoff like 2 and 3 years ago,
in the bubble,
where his drives are cut off. He doesn't have the ability to be offensively dominant as he would against other opponents, and I credit that to the Celtics defensive system. I really see, I mean, like, I know, like, everybody say, like, right now, because of the series that KD had last year, that Giannis is the best player in the league, but offensively, KD is still better, and I don't see how Giannis will be effective offensively against this. Like, if the Celtics play the same type of defense they played on KD on Giannis, I don't see how Giannis would be able to dominate this series at all.
Especially if he's catching the ball, you know what I'm saying?
At the 3-point line.
Nothing, bro. He has to catch the ball in my opinion, below the free throw line in half court sets in order to be the regular dominant Giannis against this Celtics defense.
And this series, they got a healthy Robert Williams as well. So,
hey, look, people aren't talking about this Celtics team enough. They don't have weaknesses. There isn't one glaring weakness about this Celtics team, and that's why we're in the midst of watching one of the greatest playoff runs ever. I'll say it again: give this team their credit, man. That's all I'm saying.
And for the record, just for the record, because these people on TV get paid X amount of dollars to give their opinions, I just want to put on for the record, it was what's Big Boy name?
Big Perk.
Big Perk. It was Big Perk. He was the #1 offender. He was the first, he was the originator who mentioned that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum need to be broken up.
He did. He also said the Pelicans are gonna win the series as well.
He also said the Pelicans were gonna win the series
All
as
right.
well.
Damn.
So I just want to throw that out there,
Yeah,
because everybody
yeah.
talk about how great Perk is, and he's growing all that stuff. But I'll never forget when those words came out of his mouth, and everybody was looking at him like what? And now, now they fucking destroying teams, and we don't even revisit those type of conversations. So I just want to throw it out there, that like Perk was like extremely
Great
flagrant for that comment he made about breaking up Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Because I don't even. What do you get from it?
That was before they turned it on. And then they turned
Right.
it on.
It was before All-Star break.
Straight up. I bet. Watch this. And I really want them to go back. Like I want a small 10, 15-minute special on like what happened for them to turn it on. Like in the locker room, like what
Like a details. Like a
I want details. I want a 30 for 30 about the like what happened. Who talked? Was it the coach? Was it Marcus Smart? Was it the comments of Perk? Why did y'all? What happened, dog? Like, was it Jaylen Brown's tweet? Was it Jaylen Brown talking about
I think it started with Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
With him initially saying that he felt that Tatum and Brown were playing too much one-on-one ball. They needed to pass the ball more.
Yeah.
I definitely started with Marcus Smart.
Something lit a fire under this team, but I love it. I'm loving every minute of it. They humble, they strong, they healthy, they talented, they defensive, and they're gonna beat these Bucks in 5 games tops. So, any other final thoughts, fellas, before we get to betting and get to watching and getting to watch these beautiful second round matchups? It's just gonna be great.
Hey, Crusher, Curry and Walton just transferring from North Carolina. Buddy with the fro. He was ass last year, bro.
Yeah, right. Hey man, big shout out to my man Chris Paul. I get it. He don't have a ring, but when we talking about, and again, this is just my opinion. When we talking about point guards and the responsibility of a point guard, the man is top 5 without a ring. And again, this is just my opinion.
3. I'll go even further. I'll say top 3.
In my opinion. Magic, Stockton.
He better than
hell no, man.
Chris Paul. Magic, Stockton, Zeke, Chris Paul, Jason Kidd.
Hey, I fuck John Stockton got to go.
In my opinion.
You disrespectful, man.
CP3, outside of Magic, CP3 better than all them niggas.
Chris Paul
John Stockton is overrated.
CP3 better than all them niggas except Magic Johnson, bro. I'm sorry. You put the
reason that I still give John Stockton his due.
He don't play defense like him, bro. No.
The reason that we are talking about the steals leader though, as well as the assists.
As well as assists, yeah.
I gotta give John Stockton
20 years. The nigga played 20 years, bro. Like
longevity.
Hey, when CP3 reaches year 20, I guarantee you probably beat that.
So did Cap. Cap played
John Stockton or Damian Lillard.
20 years. That's the only reason he lead the league in scoring. But I mean,
bro,
he did it. Like,
did it. Look at LeBron. Longevity.
Now, don't get me wrong. At the end of what's the name's career, in my opinion, he'll probably replace Stockton on that on my list.
Overall, Chris Paul has to be more decorated than John Stockton. Like, I'm sure if John Stockton hold assists and steals lead, I'm sure that's probably all he fucking got. Like, what else did John Stockton?
What I was saying wasn't in any particular order. I was just naming 5 point guards.
Yeah.
And it's just me giving Stockton his due for those 2 reasons.
Well, he number 5. God damn it.
He can easily be removed from that list.
Yeah, and for sure.
Will be by Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. This nigga is whack. John Stockton, he was just a floor general. He was just a good floor general, and he had fucking Karl Malone, who
He
was
did what
like
he was supposed to do.
who
He did
people
what he
would
was supposed to
argue the best power forward in the league. Some people would argue that.
Yeah.
You disrespectful.
I'm not saying he is, Tweet. We all know that Tim Duncan's your man.
Thank you. That's all I needed.
Along with Jason Tatum and Kawhi Leonard and half the NBA.
There shouldn't be an argument about Tim Duncan being the power forward.
NBA.
Power forward. That's all I'm saying.
That's my point, is that like I don't like John Stockton without Karl Malone. No way he may get the steals, but no way he averaged. He's the assist leader without Karl
And
Malone.
even if you were the steals leader, I don't even think that equivalates that you play good defense though. Like Allen Iverson led the league in steals a lot of times, and he wasn't a great defender. Like that don't impress me, bro. I'm sorry.
But in my opinion, most people's steals either come from loose
Help.
balls, sometimes shooting the passing lane,
Help
or
defense.
where I'm sure Stockton got a lot of steals from because he played in a big man era was jumping down on a double team from a big and just stripping the ball.
Yeah, I can see that.
I get that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what the point guard does against, Jason Kidd,
Luka Magic.
Luka the Don.
Hey, I fucks with Luka, man. Like
So
I be watching Luka play, man. I just be like, I'm done trying to analyze why he's so great.
Can Luka legally drink yet? I mean, how old?
He's 23.
But we ain't talking about one-on-one though. This is a team game. I'm talking about the Suns opposed to just Luka versus whoever his matchup is.
Chris Paul team. We'll see what Chris Paul team does against this.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what Phoenix do against Luka. Because
Chris Paul's team won what, 63, 64 games.
I'll be shocked if DeAndre Ayton doesn't go for 20 and 10 every game. I'll be shocked.
20 and 10? Okay.
20 and 10.
I'm more
that,
shocked.
He is not
I'm more
Shaq.
shocked at how great Dallas has been without Porzingis. Like once they traded Porzingis, their team fucking took off.
Jason Kidd. That's Jason Kidd.
Like that's crazy. You would think that Porzingis would make them lose a couple of games, but
Nope.
they've been rolling since they traded him.
Luka was
I think it opens the floor more though without Porzingis for players like Jalen Brunson.
Mm-hmm.
It also keeps the ball moving a bit more. I mean, granted, Luka is a dribble, you know what I'm saying, until I get my shot type guy, but the rest of the team isn't, you know what I'm saying? But Porzingis was. So to take the ball out of one of those type of players' hands definitely opens the game up more for that team.
All right, let's get it. Let's put them bets in. Let's get your popcorn ready, your Cracker Jacks. It's gonna be a good second round, and we'll be back. We'll be back with all the reactions as usual. Numbers lie.
And when the rest of the regular season awards coming out?
I don't know, man. You gotta ask the NBA.
They always wait. They always like.
I hope they don't wait until that goofy
They cascade them. They cascade them down throughout the playoffs.
I think after this round, maybe they'll, I don't know, man.
Hopefully it's still another 2 weeks before the draft lottery.
Man, they need to just go ahead and announce Tyler Hero and
Yeah, that's set in stone right there.
Yeah, Tyler Hero's a given.
And Embiid, I mean, Joker for MVP, man. So yeah, we'll see, man. All right, that's it. We'll see y'all next time. Enjoy these games. Peace out.